So why marry someone you hate? Um, this is actually a question to dudes out there. Now, I know a lot of guys will look and maybe this is the woman that's giving them the old in and out. You know, they're sleeping with them, um, and these are guys that maybe don't feel like they have the opportunity, or they feel lucky that they have a woman. And but this from the New York Post. New York feminists won't use the sexist word husband after recent marriage. Let me just tell you now, that is a dude that is in for a bad marriage. I can just tell you this already. This is going to be a long wedding for him, and probably a painful divorce. They say, I now pronounce you were and wife, W-E-R and wife. New York feminist who recently wed her longtime boyfriend is refusing to call him her husband, claiming the word is sexist. Okay. Audra Fitzgerald, 26, is instead using the Old English term were, meaning man, to describe the legal connection to her new spouse, Andrew. Here's what I don't understand. So she's basically calling him man. So, but in English, were. And why does she call him were instead of man? Because woman includes man, and we know that's bad too. This dude is in, and you know what? He's going to look exactly like you'd expect him to look, like 2 soy lattes short of being a woman himself. The digital analyst who has a college degree in linguistics, oh great, that means that I'm going to be paying for her college here recently, made the declaration in a TikTok video. Well, I am shocked. Where's my shocking button? Because
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Wow, she put it on TikTok. I still firmly believe TikTok is the CCP's way to make everybody here go crazy. I truly believe that. Filmed shortly after a wedding, which racked up 1.2 million views and a whole lot of controversy. She says, I don't like the word husband because it's rooted in sexism. It means master and controller of the house. Does it? Maybe that's its... Now, again, she's in linguistics, so maybe she knows, but I think that's the literal interpretation. Does everybody look at that? I mean, I was a husband. I've never felt like I was master and controller of the house, and my exes made sure that I didn't feel that way, which is why they're exes now. But this guy's he's in for such a bad time. Fitzgerald declared in an interview with South Wales, I have received a crazy amount of backlash as people took it very seriously. It was mainly men in the comments mansplaining how language works. Oh, this poor dude. See, so isn't it interesting, like what I just said? Like, okay, maybe that's the literal interpretation, but that's not what modern people mean by when you call somebody a husband and she says, shut up and stop mansplaining to me. Isn't it amazing where you can just speak your mind, and if you're a man, you're mansplaining, and if you've got lighter skin tone, you're one of the isms or the phobes? In other words, like, shut up. You can't have an opinion anymore. They were phobic and misogynistic and called my husband a wife. Now, again, he looks exactly like you'd think, like skinny soy guy. He's got the glasses. He doesn't look like he could bench press much, especially her. And she's 26. She's 26. Does she look like a 26-year-old to you? Now, in this photo, she does, but not in this one. Indeed, thousands of commenters were critical of the feminist Fitzgerald, in describing her as ridiculous, exhausting, and incredibly sad. I gotta agree with that. Like, if you, everything has to be a battle. Everything has to be a battle. The language, your opinions, the name of your husband, like everything has to be a battle. Do you know how tiring that is? Do you know how exhausting that is? Do you know how miserable you have to be to do that? And that's why, like, people I'm on Twitter now. And I'm on Twitter, and I don't know, I think I've got like 500 followers over there. And all I do is just quote tweet people and make fun of them. But you can't take any of it seriously because you're just going to burn yourself out and be unhappy. Trizen sent $1. Thank you. Pobre vato. LOL, poor guy. Very much so. People always find something to be offended by, one viewer griped. Yeah, and that's pretty much modern. Okay, not all women, as we always say, but a lot of modern women today are just finding things to be offended about and upset about and scream about and yell about. And here's the thing. Men don't want that. Men, look, if you have a guy friend that's always complaining and screaming about work and complaining about women and being lonely and how unfair it is and blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants to be around people like that. Nobody does. They just walk away. They're like, I got better stuff to do than listen to you whine. But we're in this weird place in society where you used to have to go to a gym and work out and get muscle and be in good shape. And people'd say, wow, man, you rock, dude. Like, good job on you. And they'd give you attention. Or you'd be incredibly smart. You take someone, you may or may not like Jordan Peterson, but you take someone like Jordan Peterson and he comes out with his opinion and he talks about it. And a lot of people say, hey, you know what? What you're saying connects with me. You're smart. I agree or disagree with you, and I like listening to this person. But now, the latest way, the easiest way, and the best way, it seems, in today's society to get attention is to just complain, is to just virtue signal, is to just have this perpetual victimhood. And when people do that and they get positive reinforcement, because I'm sure this woman got some of Slay Queen and yeah, you go girl, and I'm the same way. And same thing when big girls go out there and say every woman's beautiful and they get 100,000 likes. The easiest way to get attention today is to just say, hey, I'm a victim. Pay attention to me. And so it's a race to the bottom for society, for a lot of society. Now, those of us that do not participate in this, we actually will be happy because we're not trying to find the next thing to be concerned about or unhappy about or mad about or whatever. We can just go through life and say, hey, check out this good thing I did. Check out this positive thing that I found, and I'm going to share that with you. If you're always looking for negatives and a way to complain and virtue signal online like these weirdos, you're going to be miserable. And I think this guy is just, they've been together for 6 years, I think they said. 8 years of dating. So it took them 8 years of dating, and they're 26 now. So he's been with her since she was 18. My God, brother, like, please. Someone says, is it really that deep? Another asked while a third sarcastically swiped, you must be fun at parties. Yeah, she sounds real fun at parties. This poor guy, I feel bad for him. But I don't, because he's the one that married her. But Fitzgerald says spouse Andrew is no henpecked were, telling SWNS that he strongly supports her feminist views after 8 years of dating. I'm sure he does. I'm sure that if we both know who runs this relationship, it's her, and he's just kind of along for the ride. He's happy that she pays attention to him, and he's glad that she, quote, loves him. He probably cries after sex and makes her sandwiches. That's just kind of the type of guy he looks like. Meanwhile, husband is just a number of problematic words that Fitzgerald refuses to use. And again, when guys hear stories like this, they know that maybe this may not be the woman that they date or end up marrying, but all women nowadays have the potential to become this. There's some guys, and we were in the chat the other day. It was on one of the posts here on Locals that we were talking, and one guy was like, man, we started out fine, but over the last 6 or 8 years, she's turned into one of these women. What do I do? Like, this is my wife, and she's turned into this, and now all of a sudden, I'm this evil, like, bad guy. And he's like, I didn't change. I'm pretty much the same dude I've always been, but now all of a sudden, I'm all these problems. And that's the danger of getting married. And when you see somebody like this, you know she can keep going crazier and crazier until all of a sudden her cats are getting blue and pink hair and they're vegan cats all of a sudden. Tries and sent $1. He's digging his own grave. Poor guy, but if he's willingly smashes his fingers, ain't nothing we can do to help. Yeah, I believe me, I know. The linguist also revealed she abstains from uttering the word bitch, as it has become a slur used against women. Okay. I can think of a lot of them. I bet she says that are words against men. She also hates the word quote, well, kitty cat, punani, when it's used as an insult. Notice they say when it's used as an insult. So she's fine saying it when you're just describing the physical part of your body, but when you're using it as an insult, it's bad. Okay, that tells you a lot about this person. However, Fitzgerald added that there are also words and phrases that can be damaging for men, such as grow a pair, man up, and sissy, and refuses to use those too. I'm sorry, but if you're a cowardly man, I think it's fine to tell somebody to grow a pair, man up, stop being a sissy. But see, again, this is the feminization. Like, oh, don't tell a man to man up. Don't tell a man to grow a pair. It's okay if he cries during The Wedding Singer, the movie, or whatever. No, you need to grow up. Men need to be the rocks. They need to be the foundations in a relationship. They need to be the strong ones. They don't necessarily have to be the leaders, but they certainly can't be the followers. Me personally, I think a man needs to lead the relationship, because one of the things women profess that they love about they want strong, confident men. Strong, confident men don't go, what should we do, honey? I'm scared and I'm confused. Help me make a decision. That's not a strong and confident man. Strong and confident men say, don't worry, we got this. I'll fix it. I'll find a way out of it. You don't have to worry about that. That's really what women want. They say they don't want that. They say they want a guy that's funny, and they don't care what he looks like. But not a lot of women are chasing after, Danny DeVito. And of course, she has the tattoo of the feminine symbol there. Hey, hush. I choose whether to use words not based on whether they're doing damage to society. That's one of the new tropes. Words are violence. Words are harm. And let me just pause on this for a second. It's so much easier to guard your... Hey, hush. It's so much easier to guard your own house than it is everything else. And I'll give you a good example of this. If I have a trash can, and that trash can is my head, and I may have said this before, but I'll say it again because it makes sense. If I have a trash can, and that trash can is my head, it's very easy whenever anybody tries to put trash in my trash can head to say, nope, I'm guarding my trash can. No, you can't put your trash in here. It's very easy. And what it allows is it allows you to keep your head clear of all these problematic things that you find problematic. And it allows everybody else to go about flinging their trash all around. And all you have to do is protect your little bucket. But today in society, what they're trying to do is they're trying to walk around to all the people and they're saying, no, I'm going to, instead of protecting my little bucket, I've got to run around to all the people that are all the way around the area and stop them from throwing their trash at all. You're not allowed to throw trash. And in concept and idea, you say, well, that's kind of a good idea. But the problem is that what I consider trash, they may not consider trash. And so if I say, hey, I'm going to make fun of this person or this type of person or this situation, you can call me a horrible person. You can make fun of me, whatever. But what you can't do is stop me from saying it, because that's an opinion. But that's what they're trying to do. And they're going to keep finding new things to be problematic, such as Lizzo, the entertainer, and I forget who else it was. Maybe it was Beyonce. They said spaz in their lyrics, and somebody came out and said, oh, I have an issue with that word because I have involuntary spazzes, and it's not something I can control, and you're making fun of the disabled and blah, blah, blah. And so they both removed the word spaz from their songs. Okay, what's next? I say the word X is problematic, and that starts getting on a trend. Then that word's banned. Then the next. And next thing you know, you're in 1984, and that's what they're trying to do. You can't. That's why the First Amendment's so great, because then if I come out and I say some awful-ist crap, and everybody's like, "Wow, Joker is a horrible person. Did you hear him say blank?" I ostracize myself out of society that way, but it's my own fault. for having either bad ideas or saying really bad things. But now today, what they do is by shutting people down and not allowing them to speak their minds, they just go underground. They just go to other places and talk about, and they ostracize themselves from society. And in many cases, there's no bringing them back. They damage themselves and they get in these little bubbles in the weird places on the internet, and they never come back. And that is a problem in and of its own self.